So this is for you if you are using the ClickUp app and you need to navigate to your board section. Now, what I'm about to show you is just my personal ClickUp, which I manage a lot of boards in. So you're going to see just all of my stuff in there. If you have any questions about it, throw them in the comments below. I'm happy to make a new video and answer them for you, no problem. But this is what I'm showing you as far as what I do. I manage a lot of podcast guests, and we need to keep things organized and coordinated. So you're going to see all of that in this video. If you have questions, again, if I didn't cover something that you need, let me know and I'll make sure I put it in the next video for you. I want you to just scroll down to the boards that you're working on. So mine is podcast guesting. If I click on right here, I'm going to see a drop down of all of these boards. So I'm going to click on Amy right now. Hi Amy, we're making this video for you. So we're going to go in here, and if I click on Amy, then it's going to default show me by list. Now, list might be really helpful for you if you're wanting to see things by category, but there's so many different views inside ClickUp that really work just best for you. But I want to show you specifically how to get to the board view on your mobile device. So this is my mobile device. You see I've got the list view. If I go in here and I click on, let me go back to this for you. I'm going to rewind. So if I go here and I click on list and then I click on board, pineapple. Okay, so I'm going to click on the list at the top here, list, and then I'm going to click on board. Now I can see things in the board view. And when I'm looking at things in the board view, I can scroll from left to right. Now, in my world, in the podcasting, I like to have cards move down the board. The goal is to move them all the way to that complete that you saw at the end there. If you go in here, you're going to see the first tab in my board is my to-do tab. This is where I'm waiting for tasks to be done, maybe by someone else who needs to jump in and do something on their end. So if I click on one of these tasks in here, it's going to open up the main task. Now, this little icon, not blue, it's got the circle on it and it's down in another circle. That says it has a sub-task, which means something needs to be done within this main task before we can advance it down. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like to click on a task, open it up, and we can see what's going on in the board view on your mobile device here. So if I click on this tab, I put the name of the podcast here. You can name yours, your task, whatever it is. First thing I'm going to see is the status. It's in the to-do status. We already knew that. So I see the assignees. You can see who's assigned to do this task. You can see the priority. Add dates is in here. Now, if you're in my podcast booking world, I've got the date of the podcast that goes right there as soon as it gets booked. Now, in the description here, you can see that I've added some links. Usually I put the Instagram link, the LinkedIn link, any details that are relevant to this podcast, they go right in there. Now, right here, you see subtasks. This is a task that says, okay, there's something to do in here in this to-do item. It's because it's a subtask. So I put in that subtask, book a time. Here's the calendar link. As soon as my guest books a time, they're going to click that subtask and mark it as complete. And then they're going to add the date of that podcast appearance. And then they're going to add the date of that podcast appearance to this date field of right up here at the top. That way it appears on their ClickUp calendar, and then they're going to confirm it on their regular calendar. So this is the inside view. Now, if I click on that subtask, again, you can see that I can mark it as done. You can also see that I can click on the main status and see all of the options. So again, once I book that podcast on a date, that I'm going to go back in here and move it to the right status. So once I book a date, if I do it, I'm going to move it to guest calendar because I need the guest to confirm that they see it on my calendar. If the guest does it, obviously they have the ability to put on their calendar right away. They're going to move it to the next applicable stage, needs recording link or needs recording confirmation right in there. So what's cool about this is you can also switch to this activity tab on the right. This is where all of the conversations happen about that specific podcast. So if I'm going in here and I say, hey, the host has a question, I'll put that in the activity tab and we can carry on a conversation that will be just stuck to this specific podcast. That's just stuck to this specific podcast and to this specific task here. So this is the view of that. This is the board.
Hey, listen, I hope that was super helpful.
So that's it. That's the view. That's how to look at your board view on a mobile device. And you can swipe down, you can scroll, you can see all the things. Let me know if there's any other questions.
Hey, listen, I hope that was super helpful. I love ClickUp. I use it like crazy. If you have questions on ClickUp, about Go High Level, about any of these things, about public speaking, that's what we do in this universe. So make sure you just drop me in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.